Man, I'm trying to get to this Woo-Flu video, but things just keep popping up. Now, I am going to apologize for this video that I'm about to play because the audio is horrible. But it is that important that I can't wait for it to get put up on the internet somewhere to get out to the people that watch my channel. This is the end of privacy. I am not even exaggerating, blowing it out of proportion, freaking out, just saying what it is. End of privacy.
There's a lawsuit about that too. Brian Yennis is here. Brian, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Bill.
You sat down with the founder and got a look at the new technology. How's it work?
So Clearview AI is a search engine for faces. They claim that they can just identify anyone with one single photo, one single image, maybe a still from a surveillance camera. They say they're 99.6% accurate, so we wanted to test them. We did a demonstration on me. We put a photo into their system, in their computer, and instantly 103 results came up. Photos of me from all over the internet,
Really?
with links specifically to where those photos were, even photos that I did not take, but that I was in. There I am in the background there of an AP photo. Then I covered half of my face, and it still identified me. 24 matches on the internet. So then we decided, okay, let's try this on my producer. We took a photo from afar, and it also identified him in a photo that he did not post as well in the background of another photo. Now, 600 law enforcement agencies, the company claims, are using Clearview AI right now, including the Chicago Police Department, which says they are doing it for a 2-year trial starting in January of this year. They paid $50,000. And we talked to the CEO, the founder, Juan Tontat, and this is how he explained the process would work.
You can't use a match from a system like Clearview and just arrest somebody. They run the photo, get a lead, might find the name of the person. They might not find the person's name, but they might be able to find associates, and then start to build a case. So it's designed in a way where it's just purely for investigations.
Tontat says that
Parallel
this is just
construction.
for law enforcement. He does not want to make this public.
Okay, I got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
How did you feel when your face popped up so many times? Like
I'm very public. I'm not a private person in terms of posting.
Parallel
photos,
construction
but when I
is what they're
covered my
talking
face,
about.
I was shocked. I was surprised at it.
Where they get your data and they turn around and they examine the data and then they build a case unrelated to the data based on it.
This app is taking 3 billion photos from the World Wide Web.
Google
That's what they
Parallel
say. They're
Construction.
scraping Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. They're taking all that data and they're putting it in their database. These companies have sent cease and desist letters to Clearview AI saying, hold up a second, that is our data. Well, the founder of Clearview AI says, wait a second, hold on. These are publicly posted photos. You don't own that data. This is what he had to say about that. You think it's hypocritical?
Just a little bit, yeah. This is things that are out there on the internet, in the public domain.
You're putting a lot of the responsibility on the user. If you don't want your photo out there, don't put your photo out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said he's doing what's in the public's interest. How does he define that?
I asked him that question. Mark Zuckerberg, for instance, famously does not want to take responsibility as the founder of Facebook for that kind of a responsibility, the ethical police. He says, look, as long as it abides by U.S. interests, I will not be working with foreign governments like China or Russia and Iran to help them in their surveillance state. He also says he has no intentions at all to make this app available to the public. But critics will point out that this app is already being made available to some banks. He told me that. But he says, look, I don't care what my investors may say. I mean, I care, but to the extent of whether or not we're going to make this public because of investor pressure, not with him on the watch.
It's happening. There's a lot of other apps out there
Privacy
too,
advocates
where you can share photos with your friends and dabble on them. And
privacy advocates are really concerned.
it's all going somewhere, as you know. Thank you, Brian. Very interesting story. Brian Yennis here.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's all going somewhere.
Harvey Weinstein's
So like I said before I played the video, this is the end of privacy. It's been going on a lot longer than this Clearview AI. First of all, the newscaster tells the CEO, well, you sure are putting a lot on the customer. Basically, if you don't want access, don't put it up on the internet. However, in the same broadcast, they showed two separate instances where both the reporter and the producer had pictures that they had never even known were taken of them, and it was pulled up by Clearview AI. So he's not putting a lot on his customers. He's completely superseding us. And he says that, don't worry, he's not going to contribute to the surveillance states of China and Iran. He's only going to contribute to the surveillance state of America, evidently. This system that he just described in detail on Fox News is called parallel construction. The feds have been using it for a long time, where they have access to data that they're not supposed to have. So they use that data to build a case that is unrelated. They find other proof. They know it happened because they're looking at your emails and you're talking about it. But they can't put that in court, so they have to do something else to get you. The emails are the only reason they knew what you were doing. And so they have to construct a parallel narrative. I would send people to Dr. Dave Janda, talks about parallel construction. I think he talks about a program called The Hammer that even the Kugel used. Bill Benny, he had to resign. He didn't have to resign. He resigned in protest from the NSA over their mass collection of metadata. And that brings me to my last point. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, they're all attacking Clearview AI. And it seems strange, right? But the reason why is because for God knows how long, a decade, they've been fighting the NSA having illegal access to their data and using it to build cases against people through this process of parallel construction. That is why they're at odds with Clearview AI. Because they see in this new app the ability for the police to do it much easier than they were doing it when they were collecting metadata. Because again, if they have access to the photo with the link, all they have to do is follow the link to pull up the metadata. As a country, we've got a lot of big decisions coming up soon. This is a problem. This is a problem for the protesters in Hong Kong. This is a problem for the protesters in Argentina. This has been a problem for a while. Facial recognition is getting so good that confusing it is almost impossible without wearing a full mask. What are we as American citizens going to do when every time you go to a protest, all there has to be is one video of the entirety of the protest, and the police can later go back and name every person that was at that protest and put them on a list? I know that we've had protests. You know, there's been protests. But there has not been here what there has been in Hong Kong in a very long time. There has not been here what has happened with the yellow vests in France in a very long time. And if that kind of protesting is going to be successful at all, things like this must not be allowed to exist. I had to make this extra part because I'm sitting there just staring off into space, actually staring at Clearview AI's mission statement after I'd gotten done with that last clip, pondering my life. And I I did realize, you know, the veracity of the mission statement that this program's been used to track down human traffickers and pedophiles, the worst types of criminals. You know what I mean? Not that the app works in conjunction with the police to catch criminals. No, pedophile, human trafficking, and then, well, of course, it's been used to exonerate people. Please don't buy into that. You know, freedom is a funny thing. It requires responsibility, particularly personal responsibility. And every time you give away a little bit of your freedom so that, you know, let's say the police can catch bank robbers. Every time, if every advancement that the police make in catching bank robbers, if every single one of those advancements results in a corresponding loss of liberty, then there's a point where a decision has to be made. I mean, am I going to be stripped naked, cavity searched by people in military uniforms and guns so that I could go get a $20 bill out of my ATM? Would we accept that level of policing just so that there's 0% chance that we're going to be involved in a bank robbery where we're cowering on the ground in fear? Do we even know the percentages of that actually happening to you? It's a problem because they're related, they're correlated. And it stinks because investigative techniques can improve without just falling back on tech every single time. And every single time they try to improve investigative techniques by falling back on tech, there is a corresponding loss of liberty to whatever advancement that they make. And we have to decide. Because if we don't, then they will be looking at our home security footage all day, every day. Everyone.